What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Cam T. Welcome to the Bible in the Year Challenge. We are on day 41, and we're going to read from Numbers chapter 16 to 18. I just noticed it doesn't say Bible of the Year Challenge on the screen or which day. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Tomorrow I'll put it back up. I've got so much to catch up on. But it's okay, Tracy. God understands, you know what I mean? It's understanding. God with unfailing love, right? He understands. All right, let me check the YouTube and I'll be back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for the blessings, Tracy. Okay, guys, we're gonna do the recap of Numbers chapter 13, verse 15. Here goes the recap. Spies sent to explore Canaan. The Lord told Moses to send one leader from each of the 12 tribes to scout Canaan, the land God was giving Israel. Moses obeyed and sent 12 tribal leaders from the wilderness of Paran. Hoshea was renamed Joshua. Okay. Their assignment was to survey the land, assess the people, examine the towns, check the soil and trees, bring back samples of the produce They explored for 40 days, traveling from the wilderness of Zin to Rehob, and reached Hebron, the home of the descendants of Anak, the Nephilims, right? Don't forget. In the valley of Eshcol, they cut a massive cluster of grapes so large it took 2 men to carry it, along with pomegranates and figs. Everything was big, right? Something just came to my mind, but I won't even say it. Their report was the land is truly bountiful, flowing with milk and honey. So God is correct about that. But the people are powerful and the cities are large and fortified, meaning the people are okay. They claim to have seen giants and that spread fear throughout Israel, the people of Israel. But Caleb said, "Let's go at once. We can certainly conquer it." But the others insisted Israel would be crushed and said, "We felt like grasshoppers." Okay. Israel rebels and rejects the promise. So this is the recap of Numbers chapter 14. The people wept all night and complained against Moses and Aaron, saying, "We should have died in Egypt or in the wilderness. Let's choose a new leader and go back to Egypt." But Joshua and Caleb tore their clothes and pleaded, "The land is good. Don't rebel. Don't fear. The Lord is with us." But the people talked about stoning them. And then the glory of the Lord appeared at the tabernacle. So God came down. God declared their unbelief and rebellion, and Moses interceded, appealing to God's reputation among the nations, God's character, slow to anger, abounding in love, forgiving in sin, yet just. The Lord pardoned, but also judged. Everyone 20 years and older who had complained will die in the wilderness. So they won't get to see Canaan. Israel will wander for 40 years, 1 year for each day the spies explored the land, so it took them 40 days. Only Caleb and Joshua would enter the land. Their children, whom they feared, will be taken, would be the ones to inherit it. So the children of those who complain. So the people's children, those people who complain, their children will actually be allowed to go to Canaan, right? Then the 10 spies who spread the bad report and they also incited a rebellion died by the plague. So God stripped them dead because they incited the rebellion to find a new leader and all those things. When the people tried to make up for it by charging into the hill country, Moses warned them that the Lord was not with them. They went away anyways and were defeated by the Amalekites and the Canaanites. Amalekites, Mark. Alright, so Numbers chapter 15 recap: offerings, atonement, and remembering God's command. God gave instructions for offerings. Israel would bring once they settled in the land, including burnt offerings, vow offerings, voluntary offerings, and festival offerings. Each animal offering required accompanying grain and liquid offerings, flour, oil, and wine, increasing with the size of the sacrifice: lamb, ram, bull, one law for everyone. The same procedures apply to native-born Israelites, foreigners living among them. God made it clear everyone is equal before the Lord under the same decrees. Verse of the dough: when they entered the land and ate its crops, they were to offer a portion from the first of the ground flour as a sacred offering to the Lord. Unintentional versus defiant sin. So unintentional sin, atonement was provided through prescribed offerings and forgiveness followed. Defiant sin, deliberate rebellion, was treated as contempt for God's word, and the person would be cut off. A Sabbath violation: a man was found gathering wood on the Sabbath. The Lord commanded that he be put to death, and the community carried it out. So he was working, he was laboring during the Sabbath, and God already told them, which he's aware, if you labor on the Sabbath, you will be put to death or cut off from the community. And the man did it anyways. Openly defiled God. Tassels with a blue cord: God commanded tassels on clothing as a visible reminder to remember his commands, resist following personal desires, live holy before God. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt. And that wraps up Numbers chapter 13 to 15. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. Ooh. The ground opens. Korah is Moses's cousin. All right. Korah's rebellion, verse 16. Sorry, chapter 6. Okay, so Korah's rebellion. Numbers chapter 16, verse 1. One day Korah, son of Izhar, a descendant of Kohath, son of Levi, conspired with Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, son of Peleth, from the tribe of Reuben. Verse 2. They incited a rebellion against Moses, along with 250 other leaders of the community, all prominent members of the assembly. Look at that, so sad. Verse 3. They united against Moses and Aaron and said, "You've gone too far. The whole community of Israel has been set apart by the Lord, and he is with all of us. What right do you have to act as though you are greater than the rest of the Lord's people?" Verse 4. When Moses heard what they were saying, he fell face down on the ground. Verse 5. Then he said to Korah and his followers, "Tomorrow morning the Lord will show us who belongs to him and who is holy. The Lord will allow only those whom he selects to enter his own presence." Verse 6. Korah, you and all your followers must prepare your incense burners. Verse 7. Light fires in them tomorrow and burn incense before the Lord. Then he will see whom the Lord chooses as his holy one. You Levites are the ones who have gone too far. Verse 8. Then Moses spoke again to Korah. Now listen, you Levites. Verse 9. Does it seem insignificant to you that the God of Israel has chosen you from among all the community of Israel to be near him, so you can serve in the Lord's tabernacle and stand before the people to minister to them? Verse 10. Korah, he has already given the special ministry to you and your fellow Levites. Are you now demanding the priesthood as well? Verse 11. The Lord is the one you and your followers are really revolting against. For who is Aaron that you are complaining about him? Verse 12. Then Moses summoned Dathan, Abiram, the sons of Eliab, but they replied, we refuse to come before you. Verse 13. Isn't it enough that you brought us out of Egypt, a land flowing with milk and honey, to kill us here in the wilderness, and that you now treat us like your subjects? Verse 14. What's more, you haven't brought us into another land flowing with milk and honey. You haven't given us a new homeland with fields and vineyards. Are you trying to fool these men? We will not come. Verse 15. Then Moses became very angry and said to the Lord, do not accept their grain offerings. I have not taken so much as a donkey from them, and I have never heard a single one of them. Verse 16. And Moses said to Korah, you and your followers must come here tomorrow and present yourselves before the Lord. Aaron will also be here. Verse 17. You and each of your 250 followers must prepare an incense burner and put incense on it, so you can all present them before the Lord. Aaron will also bring this incense burner. Verse 18. So each of these men prepared an incense burner, lit the fire, and placed incense on it. They all stood at the entrance of the tabernacle with Moses and Aaron. Verse 19. Meanwhile, Korah had stirred up the entire community against Moses and Aaron, and they all gathered at the tabernacle entrance. Then the glorious presence of the Lord appeared to the whole community. Verse 20. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, verse 21, get away from all these people so that I may instantly destroy them. Their plan backfired. Verse 22. But Moses and Aaron fell face down on the ground. Oh God, they pleaded, you are the God who gives breath to all creatures. She said, ooh. Must you keep the Sabbath holy? That's good. Must you be angry with all the people when only one man sins? Verse 23. And the Lord said to Moses, verse 24, then tell all the people to get away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Verse 25. So Moses got up and rushed over to the tents of Dathan, Abiram, followed by the elders of Israel. Verse 26. Quick, he told the people, get away from the tents of these wicked men, and don't touch anything that belongs to them. If you do, you will be destroyed for their sins. Verse 27. So all the people stood back on the people who were with Torah and Abraham and Dathan. Korah, my bad. Now they're all like, oh, no. The Lord says he's going to destroy us? No. No. Man. Only listen to man. Our God. And Dathan and Abraham came out and stood at the entrances of their tents, together with their wives and children and little ones. And Moses said, this is how you will know that the Lord has sent me to do all these things that I have done. For I am not done them on my own. Verse 29. If these men die a natural death, or if nothing unusual happens, then the Lord has not sent me. Verse 30. But if the Lord does something entirely new, and ground opens its mouth and swallows them and all their belongings, and they go alive into their grave, then you will know that these men have shown contempt for the Lord. Verse 31. He had hardly finished speaking the words when the ground suddenly split open beneath them. Verse 32. The earth opened its mouth and swallowed the men, along with their households and all their followers who were standing with them. Yep, including their children. And everything they owned. Verse 33. So they went down alive into the grave, along with all their belongings. The earth closed over them, and they had all vanished from among the people of Israel. Verse 34. All the people around them fled when they heard the screams. The earth will swallow us too, they cried. Verse 35. Then fire blazed forth from the Lord and burned up the 250 men who were offering incense. Verse 36. And the Lord said to Moses, verse 37, tell Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, to pull up the incense burners from the fire, for they are holy. Also tell them to scatter the burning coals. Verse 38. Take the incense burners of these men who have sinned and at the cost of their lives, and hammer the metal into a thin sheet to overlay the altar. Push it down. To overlay the altar. Since these burners were used in the Lord's presence, they have become holy. Let them serve as a warning to the people of Israel. Verse 39. How you doing, Spring? So Eleazar the priest. So Eleazar the priest collected the 250 bronze incense burners that had been used by the men who died in the fire, and the bronze was hammered into a thin sheet to overlay the altar. Verse 40. This would warn the Israelites that no unauthorized person, no one who was not a descendant of who was not a descendant of Aaron should ever enter the Lord's presence to burn incense. If anyone did, the same thing will happen to him as happened to Korah and his followers. Mind you, Korah is Moses' cousin. So the Lord's instructions to Moses were carried out. Verse 41, but the very next morning, the whole community of Israel began muttering again against Moses and Aaron, saying, you have killed the Lord's people. Verse 42, as a community. Oh, no. Verse 41, but the very next morning, the whole community of Israel began muttering against Moses and Aaron, saying, you have killed the Lord's people. Verse 42, and the community gathered to protest against Moses and Aaron. All of these people, bro. Oh, Lord have mercy. They turned toward the tabernacle and saw the cloud had covered it, and the glorious presence of the Lord appeared. They don't learn. Verse 43, Moses and Aaron came and stood in front of the tabernacle. Verse 44, and the Lord said to Moses, oh. Verse 45, get away from all these people so that I can instantly destroy them. That's what God said. But Moses and Aaron fell face down on the ground again, trying to plead. But verse 46, then Moses said to Aaron, quick, take an incense burner and place burning coals on it from the altar. Lay incense on it and carry it among the people to purify them and make them right with the Lord. See? He's still trying to save them, even though they're trying to rebel against him. They're saying they're accusing him of killing God's people. The Lord's anger is blazing against them. The plague has already begun. Verse 47. Aaron did as Moses told him and ran among the people. The plague had already begun to strike down the people, but Aaron burned the incense and purified the people. Verse 48. He stood between the dead and the living, and the plague had stopped. But for verse 49, but 14,700 people died in that plague, in addition to those who had died in the affair involving Korah. Verse 50, then because the plague had stopped, Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance of the tabernacle. So God was going to destroy all of them. He was going to destroy all of them. God wanted to do that in the beginning, but Moses just kept pleading for them. And he did. And he saved the rest of them. But some of them already died. I think they're like in anger. It's like it's like open rebellion. You know, like it's like you like it's that type of anger that's like, even if you see someone get angry like that, you're like, yo, this person is destructive. That's how it was. It's like after seeing what happened to Korah, you would think like, even before that, you would think God's glory is God's glory. Like I should respect God. They don't really learn. They really don't learn, yeah. Man, when you read the Bible more, even when you go into Jeremiah, Israelites were just, anyways. The budding of Aaron's staff, verse 17. Oh, okay, so yeah, let me do some quick setup for the notes before we go into chapter 17. Day 41. So, Numbers 16 to 18. Numbers 16, 1 to 15. 50. Everyone good? So today is a good day. Yes, sir. Charles, welcome back, bro. I hope we're good, Charles, or I hope we're on the good terms today. We're all good. Salome, Mark. Alright, let's go into Amy, thumbs up. Nice. Okay. Let's go into Numbers chapter 17. All right, let's do this. All right. The budding of Aaron's staff. Then the Lord said to Moses, verse 2, tell the people of Israel to bring you 12 wooden staffs, one from each leader of Israel, ancestral tribes, and inscribe each leader's name on his staff. Verse 3. Inscribe Aaron's name on the staff of the tribe of Levi, for there must be one staff for the leader of each ancestral tribe. Verse 4. Place these staffs in the tabernacle in front of the ark containing the tablets of the covenant where I meet with you. Verse 5. Buds will sprout on the staff belonging to the man I choose. Ooh. Okay, I'm good. Then I will finally put an end to the people murmuring and complaining against you. Verse 6. So Moses gave the instructions to the people of Israel, and each of 12 tribal leaders, including Aaron, brought Moses a staff. Verse 7. Moses placed the staffs in the Lord's presence in the tabernacle of the covenant. Verse 8. When he went into the tabernacle of the covenant the next day, he found that Aaron's staff, representing the tribe of Levi, had sprouted, budded, blossomed, and produced ripe almonds. So it's like, woo. Verse 9. When Moses brought all the staffs out from the Lord's presence, he showed them to the people. Each man claimed his own staff. Verse 10. And the Lord said to Moses, place Aaron's staff permanently before the ark of the covenant to serve as a warning to rebels. This should put an end to their complaints against me and prevent any further debts. Verse 11. So Moses did as the Lord commanded him. Verse 12. Then the people of Israel said to Moses, look, we are doomed, we are dead, we are ruined. Verse 13. Everyone who comes in close to the tabernacle of the Lord dies. Are we all doomed to die? And that wraps up. Short read. Numbers chapter 17. You know why I'm not mad at the Israelites? Because I always think about myself. How many times I disappointed God and God should have destroyed me, you know? Thumbs up, Tracy, that's good. All the times when we didn't give our life to God or walk in the world, we were doing a lot of foolish things, you know? But anyways, let's read. Duties of priests and Levites. I think if I saw those type of miracles, I probably would just be like, nah, I'm good. I'm not doing those things. But everyone is different. Because some people didn't rebel. Some people made it. Whereas duties of priests and Levites. Whereas so duties of priests and Levites, Numbers chapter 18, verse 1. Then the Lord said to Aaron, you, your sons, and your relatives from the tribe of Levi will be held responsible for any offense related to the sanctuary. But you and your sons alone will be held responsible for violations connected with the priesthood. Verse 2. Bring your relatives of the tribe of Levi, your ancestral tribe, to assist you and your sons as you perform the sacred duties in front of the tabernacle of the covenant. Verse 3. But as the Levites go about all their assigned duties at the tabernacle, they must be careful not to go near any of the sacred objects or the altar. If they do, both of you and they will die. Jeez, so now they're held accountable for the others. Verse 4. The Levites must join you in fulfilling their responsibilities for the care and maintenance of the tabernacle. But no unauthorized person may assist you. You yourselves must perform the sacred duties inside the sanctuary and at the altar. If you follow these instructions, the Lord's anger will never again blaze against the people of Israel. Verse 6. I myself have chosen your fellow Levites from among the Israelites to be your special assistants. They are a gift to you, dedicated to the Lord for service in the tabernacle. Verse 7. But you and your sons, the priests, must personally handle all the priestly rituals associated with the altar and with everything behind the inner curtain. I am giving you the priesthood as your special privilege of service. Any unauthorized person who comes too near the sanctuary will be put to death. Support for the priests and Levites. Verse 8. Then the Lord gave the further instructions to Aaron. I myself have put you in charge of all the holy offerings that are brought to me by the people of Israel. I have given all these consecrated offerings to you and your sons as your permanent share. Verse 9. You are allotted the portion of the most holy offerings that is not burned on the fire. This portion of all the most holy offerings, including the grain offerings, sin offerings, and guilt offerings, will be most holy, and it belongs to you and your sons. Thanks for liking the live stream, Mark. Verse 10. You must eat it as most holy offering. All the males may eat of it, and you must treat it as most holy. Verse 11. All the sacred offerings and special offerings presented to me when the Israelites lift. Sorry, guys. When the Israelites lift them up before the altar also belongs to you. I've given them to you and to your sons and daughters of your permanent share. Any member of your family who is ceremonially clean may eat of these offerings. Verse 12. I also give you the harvest gifts brought by the Lord as offerings to the Lord, the best of the olive oil, new wine, and grain. Verse 13. All of the first crops of their land that the people present to the Lord belong to you. Any member of your family who is ceremonially clean may eat this food. Verse 14. Everything in Israel that is specially set apart for the Lord also belongs to you. Verse 15. The firstborn of every mother, whether human or animal, that is offered to the Lord will be yours. But you must always redeem your firstborn sons and the firstborn of ceremonially unclean animals. Verse 16. Redeem them when they are 1 month old. Their redemption price is 5 pieces of silver, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel, which equals 20 gardas. Verse 17. However, you may not redeem the firstborn of cattle, sheep, or goats. They are holy and have been set apart for the Lord. Sprinkle their blood on the altar and burn their fat as a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. Verse 18. The meat of these animals will be yours, just like the breast and right thigh that are presented by lifting them as a special offering before the Lord. Verse 19. Yes, I am giving you all these holy offerings that the people of Israel bring to the Lord. They are for you and your sons and daughters to be eaten as your permanent share. This is an eternal and unbreakable covenant between the Lord and you, and it also applies to your descendants. Verse 20. And the Lord said to Aaron, you priests who receive no allotment of land or share of property among the people of Israel, I am your share and your allotments. Verse 21. As for the tribe of Levi, your relatives, I will compensate them for their service in the tabernacle. Instead of allotment of land, I will give them the tithes from the entire land of Israel. Verse 22. From now on, no Israelite except priests or Levites may approach the tabernacle. If they come too near, they will be judged guilty and will die. Verse 23. Only the Levites may serve at the tabernacle, and they will be held responsible for any offenses against it. This is a permanent law for you to be observed from generation to generation. The Levites will receive no allotment of land among the Israelites. Verse 24. Because I have given them the Israelites' tithes, which have been presented as sacred offerings to the Lord. This will be the Levites' share. That is why I said they would receive no allotment of land among the Israelites. Verse 25. The Lord also told Moses, verse 26, give these instructions to the Levites. When you receive from the people of Israel the tithes I have assigned as your allotment, give a tenth of your tithes you receive, a tithe of the tithe, to the Lord as a sacred offering. Verse 27. The Lord will consider this offering to be your harvest offering, as though it were the first grain from your own threshing flour, or wine from your own winepress. Verse 28. You must present 1/10 of the tithe received from the Israelites as a sacred offering to the Lord. This is the Lord's sacred portion, and you must present it to Aaron the priest. Verse 29. Be sure to give to the Lord the best portion of the gifts given to you. Also, give these instructions to the Levites. When you present the best part of your offering, it will be considered as though it came from your own threshing floor or winepress. Verse 31. You Levites. Hold on. You Levites. Okay, good. And your families may eat this food anywhere you wish, for it is your compensation for serving in the tabernacle. Verse 32. You will not be considered guilty for accepting the Lord's tithes if you give the best portion to the priests. But be careful not to treat the holy gifts of the people of Israel as though they were common. If you do, you will die. And that wraps up Numbers chapter 18. And we are done. Day 41. Let's us go. Oh no, I can't do that. Sorry, God. I'm okay. Yep, that's that, guys. Everyone on YouTube and Twitch. We're gonna do more tomorrow. See, we're gonna start the water purification. We're gonna do that. Numbers chapter 19. Let's go. Numbers has 36 chapters. So what we got? We got about 17 books, 17 chapters left. Yeah. 17 and we're gonna be done. So probably gonna be done it's gonna be next week. Maybe like next week, Tuesday. Yeah, 6 days from now. Today is on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Exactly Tuesday we'll be done numbers. So next Tuesday we'll be done and we'll go into the last book, which is Deuteronomy. Then we'll go into the 5th book. Honestly, I'm thinking about something. I won't tell you guys, but I'll think about it. When we complete the 5 books,